Hello again, Algebra 1 students. All right, today we are learning about how to use function notation. So let's go to page 3, using function notation. When writing functions, we typically use a certain notation, and this is what it's going to look like, okay? We have x as our input, which we learned about last time. Our output we're going to write as f of x. So remember, that's how we say this, is f of x. Put that in. F of x. Okay, that's how we're saying that. And we've got our function machine over here again, okay? So we've got our input is x. You put that into your function f, and you get your output, which is f of x. It's the function evaluated at the x value, whatever it may be. And a reminder again, it doesn't always have to be, oops, hang on, sorry. Get out of here. Didn't mean to do that, okay. It doesn't always have to be x and f of x. It can be some other stuff. So we'll put some samples over here. Like you could have x, and maybe instead of just calling the function f, maybe we're saying like a function g, and we're saying g of x. Okay, that letter can be whatever we really want it to be. So we could also change, instead of using x, let's say we're using t for time as our independent variable, okay, and maybe we've got a function f of t. Okay, we could have that. You could switch both of them. It doesn't have to be the same letter every single time. You could have another function using, like, let's say s for seconds. Okay, and maybe we're having a function h, and we're saying our function is h of s, whatever it is. Okay, we can have different letters going on in there. So one example over here, for every hour you work, you get paid $8. Okay, so then x, our input, is the number of hours worked. And again, remember before how we picked which one is our input, which one is our output. Your input should be the independent variable. For this situation, the hours that you work affect how much you get paid. So the dependent changes in response to the independent. So your money changes in response to the time you work. That's why time is our independent and the money is our dependent. Okay, and then we've got f of x is the money you get paid. And then this part right here, okay, that's where we kind of think of, okay, how would we write the relationship in a mathematical expression? Okay, that's why we worked on writing mathematical expressions before. If you get paid $8 per hour, okay, you have to think, what's that relationship there? For the number of hours I worked, what would I do with 8 and the number of hours you worked? We should multiply them. If it's 8 per hour, you should multiply the number of hours by that $8, and that will tell you your total. Okay, so that's why we have 8x here. So then let's take a look at an example. Let's suppose we worked 5 hours. Okay. So our x is 5. Okay. And then we're going to be doing f evaluated at 5. So that's saying f of 5, okay? And that's going to be equal to 8. All right, and then times 5. You're plugging that 5 in for the x. So really, again, here, that's being multiplied. So 8 times 5 gives you 40. So you earned $40, okay? Woohoo! Thinking of the switch of that, what if we knew how much money we got paid and we forgot how many hours we worked? Oops. So let's think about that. Let's say we got paid $56. How many hours do we work? How can we figure that out? So now we don't know what x is. Okay, we're trying to figure that out. But we know that our output, our f of x value, is equal to 56. Okay, and remember that was equal to 8 times x. So let's move that over here a little bit. We know though that 8 times x should be equal to our f of x, so that should be equal to 56. Okay, so then we got to think, all right, what number would we multiply by 8 to get 56? Well, 8 should then be equal to 7. 8 times 7 gives us 56. So we know, oops, hang on. There we go. Oh my goodness, I am a mess on this video. The first one I think went better. But yeah, anyway, so we know then that we worked 7 hours. Okay, keep track of your variables. Make sure when you're working on these kinds of problems, you're specifying, okay, I have this number, but what does it represent? Does it represent the dollars made? Does it represent hours? So tag your units and stuff on with your final answers for some of these questions. All right, so then let's look at another example here. You're ordering shirts online. Each shirt is $10, okay? And there is an automatic $5 shipping fee for every order. So no matter how many shirts you order, $5 gets tagged on for shipping, okay? So let's think. We could have x and f of x again. Let's change it up a little bit. Let's say s for shirts. Coming in here. Let's let s be number of shirts that we buy. Okay, and let's say c for cost. So c is our function, and we're doing c of s. That should be the cost of the order, okay? Now, what would that be equal to? How would we calculate the cost of our order? If each shirt we buy is $10 and there's automatically $5 tagged on for shipping, how would we calculate that? So we're going to do 10, right, times the number of shirts we buy, which we said was S. So 10S, okay, and then we have to tag on that $5 for shipping. Okay, notice that there's not an S here with the 5. $5 is what is tagged on automatically. It doesn't matter the number of shirts you buy. So you don't want the 5 to be paired with S. Okay, it doesn't depend on S. That $10 does depend on how many shirts we buy. So that's why it's paired with the S variable. Okay, so that's what our function should be. Our C of S function should be 10S plus 5. And then so down here, let's think about, okay, well, what if we bought 4 shirts? How much would we spend? Well, we know that S is equal to 4. We know that C of 4 should be equal to our 10S. So 10, and our S this time is 4. So we're going to plug in that to our function. And then we have to add on that 5. So then 10 times 4 would give us 40. And then plus 5. And so our final answer for that would be 45. Okay? So we spent $45 if we bought 4 shirts on that order. All right. And then if you take a look over to your next page, you have a fun little page to work on. So go ahead and fill in. If you have any pets, draw some pictures of them. If you don't have any pets, pick a favorite animal of yours and go ahead and draw that guy. I know we've got some artists in the room, so take it away. And then we've also got a little puzzle going on here. You have to figure out what this missing number is. Okay, so try to find a pattern. Some people like to think of a pattern going this way, and then this way, and then this way, and then this way. Okay, or try looking at the pattern this way, going vertically. What's happening between these numbers? Okay, or maybe there's a combination of something with the diagonals. Who knows? This is kind of following along with that activity we did with the changing blocks and the sizes of that and finding the different patterns, you should be able to figure out some different patterns for this and be able to figure out that missing number. All right, have a good one and good luck on your assignment.